Hey everyone, this video is for those who are brand new to EpicDuel, or those who may have become familiar with the game and know how to play, but aren't aware of some of the game's features, such as item rarity and what it means, important NPC shops, basic core tips, power hour for extra XP, and credits, and daily missions. This shouldn't be a very long video, but should be helpful, so let's get into it. So to start off, every day you log in, there should be a gift, a login gift in your mail. Over here, and see, I got one from February 14th and then March 4th. They're typically just some credits, or you can also get some class change coupons, which are very helpful. Gear retrain coupon as well, so it's great. But typically, yeah, they're typically just 100 credits or some basic core or arcade tokens. But as you saw, you can also get some class change or gear retrain tokens, which are very useful. The arcade tokens and the cores, especially when starting off, are very helpful. But if you get just 100 credits or so, don't be bummed. This is all just supposed to help you out. Another reward are fight rewards. You get those from winning fights. They're not guaranteed, but there is a high chance you get an item or multiple items from a reward pool. It could be just a weapon for cosmetic purposes, a reward that can be turned in for a mission reward, or a gem that can be sold for credits, or arcade tokens. I believe you can get some basic cores as well. Next, I want to go over homes. It's a quick introduction to them. You can buy your first home for free. You just click on the homes icon and you can claim your home for free, which I will do on this account. Fortune City Efficiency. Nothing special. You can leave, go outside of it, and it drops you off where you came from. It's just one room. You can buy more rooms, or I should say homes, and they cost either varium or credits. They are increasingly more expensive, but along with that, they're increasingly cool. So do what you want with that. You'll need a lot of credits if you want the big boys. You can win home items from the arcade or buy them directly from the shop in your house for either credits or varium. You'll go up to buy items and select whatever you want. Banks are nice because those allow you to store items. I don't have any money for these banks though. You do get one free bank though. That's this little guy. So you can just drop it off. Power hour is the next thing I want to go over. So this is actually very important to know because most of the current game's content I would consider end game. Most players are level 40, so that's where you fight other players. NPC bosses are mostly for level 40s, and when you have legendary ranks, and grinding legendary ranks can be tedious. So what is Power Hour? Well, between the hours of 10 and 11 a.m. Eastern Time Zone and 10 and 11 p.m. Eastern Time Zone from Monday to Thursday, or all day Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, your character earns 2 times as many credits and experience when you win a battle. Speaking of credits and experience boosters, you can buy them if you wish. They are found in the upgrade shop. You just hit this right there, as mentioned, and you can see the credit boost and the experience boost, which do cost varium. If you're interested in trying to find out when Power Hour is for you and what your time zone is, you can head over to the conductor, click what time is it, and it says here how much is left in today's competition, along with the Power Hour time begins in so and so many hours. So then you can find out from there. One of the most important tips I can give you guys as new players is where you can go for some important NPC shops. It's not very intuitive, and you gotta look around quite hard for these, for at least for most of them. So first up on the list, I do want to point out Acatriel, the NPC. You, he has past battle pass items. Not everything is updated 100% of the time right away. You usually have to wait a certain amount of time before the previous battle passes items are added to his shop, but he does have some previous battle pass items. Next up on the list, I would say, is Oz. Oz is in Central Station. You see him quite fast. What's special about him is that he has got a couple very special items from previous gifters who are allowing us to buy these replicas for credits, or Varium if you wish to. I already have them, but they're about 1.5 million credits, so it's a grind to get that. But if you work on it through the daily missions and are playing a lot, it should be definitely possible. I was able to luckily get these after gifting. That's why I've got so many credits. But definitely these are some very nice items that I would grind for, especially Poseidon's Trident here. So Massive Strike is actually a Varium only core, and so to be able to get that core along with a cool looking item is really quite nice. And Alonzo's weapons as well. These are from previous gifting rewards, and they've got some good ones, good cores as well. A lot of money, but I would say it's worth it. After Oz, I would say Slayer. He's got an important thing in his shop. So he allows you to buy the Silver Skull card, which unlocks the 2v1 Juggernaut PvP mode. This is good for just grinding. You typically don't fight real players because there's not a ton of players on, but it is definitely good for grinding against NPC wins and for daily wins. Next up, also in Baron Outpost, is Sharfade. I am particular about letting you guys know about her because she has a bot that is very good for bossing. Her Rex does damage, a percent extra damage according to the target's max health, and that is fantastic if you're trying to fight bosses who have 10,000 plus HP. Most of these are Varium, but if you can get the rusted version, which are slightly worse, but they are for credits. After Sharfade, also in the afterlife, is the Challenger. He's got a ton of bots and items. He's just got a big arsenal of stuff to check out. I love collecting bots for my potential builds, so feel free to drop by him. He's got a ton of items to check out. And then after that, we can head over to Feistville and check out the Legendary Arsenal. Legendary Arsenals unlock once you hit level 40. I am not a high rank, so I cannot open up the Epic Legendary Arsenal. You gotta be level 50 or higher, or rank 50 or higher. But I can open up the Legendary Arsenal, and they have only Legendary rank or rarity items. One, they're cool, and two, they're great for collecting rarity. The last NPC on the list is the Venbot. Straight up in Central Station. Very simple. He's really important because he has the Variant buyback shop, and specifically his regular shop has all the cores you can want for your stat boosting. Most of them cost just credits, which is nice. Some of them are Varium. But these cores are very helpful, especially for new players. You can get some of these from daily login rewards, as well as PvP matches. But again, if you need anything, come over here and get some nice cores. Now, speaking about cores, one of the tips I can give is about swapping cores. So let's say you just went to all these shops, you've acquired a ton of weapons and are out of space in your inventory. Step one may be to get more inventory space by buying it with Forvarium, heading over to the upgrade shop and increasing either your bank or your inventory slots. And that's great, but even then, maybe you just have core items that you don't want, but you do want the cores. So what can you do? So to swap cores, you have to have one to replace the one you are swapping. So let's say I want to get rid of Whiteout. And I don't, hypothetically, let's say I don't need Lifeline because I've got 2 of these. Well, I'm definitely not going to get rid of Lifeline, but what you would do is you would swap them. You would click on the item, you would select something, and then you can insert it for free. And then now that Lifeline is back in my inventory, my core inventory. There we are. And the new one is in the item. So you can do this for free, the swapping. Especially for these passive ones, it's very easy just to swap them out. Another thing is that cores do not take up any inventory space, so you can have as many cores and buy as many cores as you want. Some cores are single use only for the active ones, so I could only use Throne Shot once in a battle, and so you gotta use it at the right time. Other cores are multi-use, so let's look for one of those multi-use ones. I believe Thorn Assault is multi-use, and I know that Armored Roots is also multi-use. On the other hand, there is a kind of multi-use core, and they are the ones that have the NPC in brackets. Those are important because typically, if this is just Feast of Flesh without the NPC symbol or in parentheses, that means you can only use it once. Now it means you can use it against other players. NPC cores can only be used against NPCs, and that does not include PvP NPCs, bots. You can only use it against bosses and other NPCs throughout the world that you challenge. The good news is that these NPC cores are multi-use, and they're fantastic for bosses. So get yourself a couple really good ones if you need to fight bosses. Last but not least, some of these items, the weapons, are seasonal rares, which means they only pop up during certain parts of the year. And these do cycle, so if you miss it one year, it doesn't mean you can't get it the next year. However, there is one exception, and that is during gifting season. During gifting season, all seasonal rares are able to be purchased, no matter what season they come from. Whether it's Easter or Halloween, you can get them during the gifting season, which is very nice. Alright, next up on the list is daily missions. I want to mention daily missions for one reason, and that's because as a new player, it might be difficult to get those credits up. You might be getting a couple thousand, every few battles, but it's a grind. Daily missions are nice because certain particular missions give a ton of credits, especially the ones that you exchange arcade tokens for. Now, there's also these silver ingot missions that pop up occasionally. They give a lot of credits, but you need these silver ingots to be able to trade for those credits, and those were given out during the gifting season, so you don't have to worry about those, unfortunately. I don't see any particular arcade token missions here on the dailies today, but there is this one by the Beach Bash. Nope, not the Beach Bash. Nightmare Bounties. Those provide a decent amount of credits, so go ahead and if you're able to complete them, do it. You get some good credits. Some of these are not new player friendly. You've got to go through the mission chains to get to them, like this one to fight Nightmare Shogoth. If you can keep an eye out for the arcade token trading missions, then that's great because those are worth a lot of credits. Now, you've heard me mention rarity, item rarity before, but what does it do? Is it important? Why does it matter? Well, for gameplay, it does not do anything. You can live your life without caring whatsoever, but if you want to get on the leaderboards, this is one way you can do it. A certain number is associated with different rarity items, so seasonal rare, rare, ultra rare, limited rare, legendary. Collecting these rarity items will add to your rarity score, and going to certain NPCs like Naomi in Central Station or Slayer here, you can appraise your gear. It costs 500 credits. It shows what are the 4 categories, and once you appraise them, it gives you a rarity score. This rarity score translates to an achievement, which you can find in your achievements, and it gives you, depending on how high your gear score is, rarity score, you get an achievement score, and this achievement score will slowly increase as you collect your items. And it's a way to flex, and 2, it helps get you on the leaderboards if you accumulate enough rarity. Found on the medallion, you can click, there are a bunch of different categories. If you go down, player rating is one, and there you go. Commodus has 3 million player rating. Now, speaking about achievements, there are some achievements that you can buy in the badges section, and they cost credits to upgrade. I have some here that I'm not going to upgrade because the amount of credits shoots up very fast that they cost to upgrade. So if I wanted to upgrade a raw ruby, it costs 1,000 credits. Wonderful. And it's a rough ruby, 2,000 credits, and it just keeps going up. So once I'm at chipped ruby, it costs 8,000. When you're at flawed, regular ruby, 16,000 credits. So unless you've got a ton to spare, and it doesn't give a ton of credits, this is more of a money sink or a credit sink for endgame content. So don't worry about those at the moment. Focus on getting all the items that you want for credits. Alright, duelists, that's all I have for you. That's all the advice I can give you right now. If you want any other advice or have any suggestions for new players, feel free to leave a comment. And if I get enough questions on the same topic or enough different topics, I may make another video to address / answer them. But otherwise, my last gift to all the new players is a suggestion, and that is if you want to see an in-depth explanation on the game mechanics, You're Menace, and I will link his YouTube channel down below, has made a level 1 to 40 bounty hunter guide that is helpful for new players and definitely helped me after I started playing again not too long ago. The first few episodes in his series are quite long, but the length does become a bit more manageable later in the series. So if you have the time and you want to, especially the first episode, I would recommend watching that. Regardless, I suggest you check him out. If you are just getting into EpicDuel and have friends that have never played, I recommend it. It has many cool features and has some very faithful players despite how small a game it is. If you want, feel free to recommend this video to anyone you think it will help. And until next time, have fun and duel on.